Morning light begins to seep in through the windows of the recovery room, waking up poor Maractus. Groggy and still in pain, Maractus wriggles, trying to get free of the pod it was placed in. Barely able to move, Maractus becomes flustered and anxious, flailing around and crying out for help. The frantic crying of Maractus wakes up several of the other Pokemon patients, frightening them, causing them also to cry out in fear and anxiety. One of the chances on the morning shift hears the commotion and quickly rushes into the room to investigate. Upon witnessing the horrific scene of screaming, recovering Pokemon, Chansey gasps and tries to back up so it can go and bring in Nurse Joy, but falls backwards. Due to the tubby egg shape of Chansey, it's unable to get back onto its feet, so it too cries out for help. Hearing their friend crying out, two more Chanseys rush into the room to help. One Chansey helps the fallen Chansey back onto their feet, and the other Chansey speeds off to get Nurse Joy's expertise. The two Chanseys that are left stay behind to try and help calm down the recovering Pokemon. Several minutes go by and the Chansey is still panicking, trying to help the recovering Pokemon to calm down, but to no avail. The screaming, the pained shouts, the exhausted wailing. These are sounds that can be heard in any hospital, but when it comes to Pokemon, the noises will sadden almost anyone. Suddenly, Nurse Joy rushes into the room to guide the Chanseys. Alright, we need to inspect each Pokemon and make sure their needs are met the best we can. No need to panic, my friends, we've got this. The little pep talk from Nurse Joy is all that was needed. Each Chansey now calm down with a deep breath and put their serious faces on. If any of the Pokemon can be discharged, bring them to me please, says Nurse Joy while inspecting her notebook. Ugh, sometimes I hate this job. I love helping Pokemon, but it's so much hard work. If only I could have a couple of weeks off. But I don't have anyone to look after the Pokemon Center while I'm away. 3 Chanseys arrive in front of Nurse Joy, each with a Pokemon atop of a trolley of some kind. Ah, the pig knight who broke a rib after a serious headbutt from a Bagon. How are you feeling today? The pig knight smiles gently at Nurse Joy, then grunts. Ah, I'm glad. It seems like you've made a full recovery. I'll make sure to send a notification to your trainer immediately. I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. Chansey takes away Pig Knight, and the next Chansey steps in front, presenting a trolley with an LGM standing on its head. Oh my, you're certainly feeling better, aren't you, LGM? I'll let your trainer know your fever has cleared up. I'm sure they'll come to pick you up as soon as they get the good news. Nurse Joy giggles and smiles gently at LGM. Chansey takes the LGM out of the room, ready for discharge. The next Chansey steps up with Maractus. Oh, actually Chansey, I think this Maractus needs to stay a little bit longer. They haven't eaten yet. Maractus looks up at Nurse Joy with its large yellow eyes, dulled and darkened by its malnutrition. Chansey, please take Maractus back to a recovery room and bring it some grass-type Pokemon food immediately. It's out of the worst of it, but I really think it should try to eat some Pokemon food before we discharge it. Chansey nods at Nurse Joy and takes Maractus back. On their way back to a recovery room, Maractus sighs while checking its body for its spines. The only thing special about it is now gone, perhaps never to return. Most Maractus usually only have a few spines on its body, usually some on its ears, and one on its head acting as a kind of horn. But this Maractus had several more around its body, making it unique amongst its own kind. After a couple of hours, Maractus has been fed and has been relaxing. Its spines have also started to grow back, and its pain has all but worn off. Unfortunately, Maractus is still all alone, until the door suddenly slides open. There stands a sweaty Nurse Joy who's just been running around all morning, seeing to many different Pokemon. Maractus, I have someone here to see you, Joy says gleefully with a big smile on her face. Maractus turns its head to look at the door, and in walks the same young girl who had saved it. Looking her up and down, she's wearing long black boots, stretching up to her shins. Just above her knees are some ripped blue jeans, and sitting on her small frame is a dark wine t-shirt with a white Meditai head emblem on it. Her hair is a very medium dirty blonde that falls just below her shoulders. On her face she wears a great big smile and eyes that glisten even through the deep brown. She enters slowly and greets Maractus. "Hi, Maractus. I don't know if you remember me, but I helped you out yesterday. Do you recognize me?" Maractus takes a good look at the trainer. After a few seconds, Maractus instantly lights up. "Maractus! Maractus! Maractus!" The happy grass type almost flails with pure joy. Maractus is so happy that someone is paying attention to it, being polite, and, of course, it's thanking the trainer for helping it. "Well, Maractus, my name's Charlotte and I'm a Pokemon trainer. I've been travelling throughout the Unova region for a while now. I actually live around here. I came to visit my dad before I head off to my 5th gym battle." Maractus listens to Charlotte attentively, wanting to make the best impression it can. "I'm really glad you're doing better, and Nurse Joy says you can leave the Pokemon Center in a couple of hours. I'll be getting you out of here soon, don't you worry." Charlotte winks and giggles at Maractus. "Ma." With eyes wide and mouth agape, Maractus is stunned. It's finally going to have a nice trainer who won't abandon it. It will no longer be left to roam around a lonely desert. Around 40 minutes go by while Charlotte talks and plays with Maractus. But the time comes to leave the Pokemon Center. Nurse Joy walks in and announces this. "Right, come on Maractus, let's get out of here." Charlotte picks up Maractus and holds it in her arms. Maractus gently snuggles into Charlotte, feeling comfortable in her arms. "Thank you for looking after this Maractus, Nurse Joy," Charlotte speaks in earnest. "Oh, don't worry about it. That's just what we do at the Pokemon Center here, miss." Leaving the Pokemon Center behind, Charlotte places Maractus on the ground. "Hey, Maractus, I want to introduce you to another friend of mine." Charlotte takes out a Pokeball from her belt and out pops another Maractus. Completely shocked by this, Maractus just stands there, mouth agape. "Maractus." Maractus drops to the floor and sulks as Charlotte's much stronger looking Maractus tries to greet it. "Oh, wait, why are you sad, Maractus? Wait, did you want to come along with me?" Maractus looks up at Charlotte and her Maractus with its big yellow eyes, with tears in its eyes. "Actus." Disheartened by the sadness in Maractus' eyes, she recalls her own Maractus and kneels down in front of Maractus. "Look, I'm really sorry if you've got the wrong idea, Maractus. I think you're a really nice Pokemon, but I already have a Maractus. There's nothing all that special about you, so there wouldn't be much point in my catching you, right?" With tears in her eyes now, Charlotte begins to tremble. I'm sorry, Maractus, but this is just how it is. I've got to go now. Good luck, Maractus." Unable to hold back her tears, Charlotte dashes off into the distance. Maractus panics, thrusting out its arms to try and reach out for her before she runs, but ends up falling flat. Maractus now lays there, watching Charlotte run off into the distance. Once again, all alone. Even the nice trainer doesn't want Maractus. It's not special, it's not strong, it's just a Maractus.